welcome back. We are just going to quickly go through players we hope will break into the first team this year. My first choice is Ryan Kent. I absolutely love this kid. I think he is the best of all the youngsters we have. I know it's big boots to fill, but I think he's the best that we have. I think he's the most energetic. His body shape is the best equipped for his position. He's buzzy. He's lively. He's got an eye for goal. He's clever. And he never quits. He runs after everything. And okay, he's not a local lad, but he's a young English lad, and it's nice to see them coming through. I believe he's born in Oldham, was he?
I don't know.
It's Oldham, I think it was, somewhere like that. But absolutely love him, love his attitude. And if you kept tabs on him in any shape or form last year, you'll know that he was an absolute revelation at Barnsley last year. He was fantastic. They were a great team last year, and he had a huge part to play in that. So yeah, Ryan Kent for me. He's actually my new favourite Liverpool player of all. I think he's going to be there for a long time. So I can invest my love for him without fear of him fucking off to Barcelona. What about you, Coley Mac?
Yeah.
Who are you looking forward to see?
It's funny you say Kent, and I know you're a big fan of his, because you've been mentioning him to me for well over a season now. Funny enough, I thought the guy who he seems to have jumped ahead in the pecking order, I was a big fan of Shea Ojo, but it seems like he's kind of been knocked back a bit, not only by Kent's progression, but I think his own mentality.
Is he going on loan?
I don't know.
There was talk of Wolves. There was talk of someone else.
There was talk of Newcastle. I know Rafa mightn't be a bad man to get his hands on him. And
I'm all for young players going out on loan. It's a great way to. Yeah. It's a great way to build them up for your team. I mean, it's ideal. But
listen, I'm as much as you're a follower of Kent. I'm a big fan of Trent Alexander. I just think. Again, he's a guy who runs all day. His attitude is fantastic. He doesn't get phased like here he was against Frank Ribery, and he trying to boss him like he's not afraid of him. You know what I notice about him? The most noticeable attribute he has is his composure on the ball. He's fantastic. He's a very composed guy for a young lad. Very classy on the ball. Doesn't waste it. Does exactly what you're supposed to do. Takes his time. Who said it recently? Someone said it recently, one of the pundits. You always know a good player because they look like they have plenty of time on the ball. He's one of them. And
it's the body shapes they throw that give them that space and time, put the defending players off a bit. But he is one of them. He's like, when you see him, he's quite slim, quite lightweight for possibly the Premier League, but he's only young and he's going to grow into a bigger, stronger man. But for his position, it's actually pretty good because he's up and down that wing. He's going to have to be super fit in a Jurgen Klopp team. Yeah. But I actually really hope he starts against Watford now. I was unsure, but now I'm thinking, he's gonna push Klein all season long in my eyes. Klein now knows he's got a fight in his hand for that jersey. I was thinking about that actually. It's interesting. I think Flano. As much as we all love him, I think his days are numbered. And I say that because Klein's number 1, Trent Alexander's number 2, and if Robertson makes that left-back position his own, and there's no room in the midfield for Milner, and there is a couple of injuries at right-back, Milner is well able to slot into that full-back position on the right-hand side. It'd probably suit him more.
I don't know. I think they're happy to keep Flano or Flanny Alves or.
I can see Flanagan going out on loan. No, I really can see that. I don't mind if he stays.
I think
to have like three guys in that position, you don't need them.
No, well, listen, they
can't play anywhere else.
They've your two on your left. So right, you have your two on your right and two on your left. You have your Klein and Trent Alexander, and your Milner and Robertson. But then you have Flanagan, who's a utility, who can cover right or left. and that's just he's your
he's
your insurance he's your insurance defender.
I know what you're saying, but my point is,
on a cheap wage, who's happy to pull on the shirt.
My point is this: Gomez can play in that left position just as cheap. Gomez can play in centre. Gomez can cover the whole 4 back line. But as I say, Milner can play in that right-hand side position as well. So I think Flanagan is way down the pecking order, and he hasn't been playing particularly brilliantly either. You got to remember that. He's the least in form of every one of those players.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm saying...
Scarily enough, Moreno is now...
Well, actually, there's Moreno as well. Yeah, we've left
he's
him.
His new favourite player, apparently.
The new Brazilian that's signed for Liverpool.
It looks like he's staying, and it looks like he will get games.
I read today. Now I don't know how much of it is true. Liverpool rejected a bid from Sevilla for Moreno.
I read that too. Don't know how true it is, but
salt and pinch taken.
Look, football's a strange game. We don't know the ins and outs. Jurgen Klopp has probably looked at that and said, he's on bloody 40 grand a week. It's chicken feed. I'm not going to be able to replace him. He's not a good player. He's not a great player, but I can get him to do a job for me when I need him to do it. He's now understanding me and how I want to play. We're teaching him how to defend, essentially. That's what we're doing.
Listen,
and maybe the pennies dropped with him.
If he put in a performance 10 times, 15 times a season, like he put in against Bayern Munich, he would make that left back as well. But I'm not saying he will. I'm not expecting.
I'm not the man.
Yeah, I'm not expecting Moreno to do that, because I think he has too many brain farts, to be honest, in him. But it'd be interesting to see. Maybe he, as you say, maybe the penny has dropped with him, which would be brilliant, because he always had that potential.
I tell you the irony of it all.
What's the irony?
The irony is, apparently he's like best friends with Phil Coutinho. So if he goes, that's another reason for Phil not to hang around. Because Lucas, his bloody mentor, has gone.
Yeah.
I know I'm thinking too far ahead, but
I know.
I do think about these things.
Well, listen, Neymar, that's what went on with Neymar. Like.
Yeah. Okay, just to finish up, any other youngsters? I'm going to say... Woodburn, I really hope he breaks in. I think he's class. That goal he got in pre-season against
Bilbao
Atletico. Is it Athletic Bilbao? Athletic, yeah.
It is Athletic, yeah.
That was class. That was pure class, and that was a competitive game. I mean, there was dull moments in it, but that was a competitive game. Anyone else? Ejaria. Will he break into the league? I don't think he will. Although, you know what? He's not a bad little player in the midfield. Yeah. To have.
No, absolutely.
On the fringes. But I will say, I've just thought of another one who is a giant on the field, Grujic. He's got to start playing him. Yeah. Because that kid is... He's almost 21 now.
He can find the net. He knows where the net is.
He can find the net, he can find the pass, and he's a giant.
He's massive.
He's the biggest player I've seen at Liverpool for a long, long time. He's huge. He's bigger than the centre halves. He's much bigger than Matip. And I thought he was big. But when you see Grujic playing, it looks like he's give him a year, give him a couple of years, he's going to run the show. He's sort of, there's an air of Patrick Vieira about him.
Words and mouth.
Really? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I was literally going to go.
There is an air of him about him, that big, tall, he's very skillful.
Gangly, but athletic.
In control of his body. He's skillful. And as you say, he can definitely score a goal. He seems to score quite regularly when it comes on. For the minutes that he has on the pitch, he's scoring some good goals. He's got a good ratio.
And it's not like they're not like tap-ins or anything like that. He's picking at the corner. He's picking out corners.
He is. He's placing
from
really
20, 25 yards.
And obviously we're going to have to say Solanke, because he's hit the ground running. He looks great. And by all accounts, Chelsea are, I don't mean the fans, I mean the club, are gutted he's gone.
Oh, listen. He's got that back post header.
He looks great. Looks great. I don't know how many chances he'll get, but listen, the way Sturridge is...
He looks like a Klopp player.
The way Sturridge is...
He's got the energy.
I can see him getting games. And he's only, 20?
19, yeah.
19. Jesus. There's some good youngsters at Liverpool. Ryan Kent gets my vote.
Yeah, I meant TAA.
You're a TAA. Okay, thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.